Karyn Bryant for MMA Heat. I'm here with the one and only Herb Dean, pretty much the most well-known, well-respected referee in MMA. And Herb, it's always great to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
Thank you
for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. So today we came to talk to Herb about his recent trip to China and his refereeing that you did with the Rannick Ultimate Fighting Federation, which is also known as RUFF. So, I mean, first and foremost, you know, people talk about the explosion of MMA in China, and it's kind of, you know, interesting. It's got origins there. The sport obviously has origins there, but now it's really coming into its own. Just a general overview. What'd you think of the fights that you saw over there?
Well, I thought that the fights were all really good. I thought the fighters were all, they definitely were seasoned pros, top notch. You saw guys get in situations where they got hurt, where they, you know, got cut, and continue to no panic, just staying in their game and continue to do what they need to do. The guys, they're good athletes over there. Guys want to fight, and they're bringing in guys from Russia to fight them, and you know, guys from all over that area, Mongolia and whatnot. And I enjoyed it. A good night of fights.
Cool. Now, primarily, when RUFF first started, you had to be a Chinese national to participate because it's a nationally government-sanctioned organization, and champions that they have actually, you know, are certified by the government, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if Barack was like, "Yo, champ," and gave you a belt. I mean, think how cool that would be. That'd be pretty.
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Didn't think about it like that.
Like,
that would be awesome,
amazing.
Right? Yeah, that would.
But so what's interesting about it is, like you said, they're starting to open it up a little bit more. But specifically for the Chinese fighters, what did you notice about them in terms of like their skill set? What did you see that they were really good at?
Okay, well, I saw, they've obviously been working on their jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because at first that was the weak spot.
Right, and the guys are growing a lot with that. I saw some good striking, lots of athleticism, good balance, good scrambles. Whatever they did, I saw some good transitions. I think, of course, like a lot of places, if there's not a big wrestling background, then, you know, that's usually the thing that you see guys want to work on a little bit more, maybe a little bit of the wrestling. But they had a good game, good, well-rounded game.
I agree with you on the athleticism thing. These guys just battle, like cardio-wise, endurance-wise, and athleticism. They just don't stop. It's cats in the bag.
They always seem to know where they're at. You know how you see some guys when they fall and they get into a transition, you know, it's like it takes a minute to figure out where they're at or where. These guys always seem to be really aware of where they're at.
You're right.
And doing it.
They do. They get into something and then bang, I'm back. I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And so far, what over there? What right now? The highest weight class is 55ers.
Yes, that's the highest they have.
Yeah, right. So it's interesting too. Now, like you said, they're opening it up. I know that they've got some Russian fighters. Are you seeing a mix of the Sambo background in there? Did you notice like a specific sort of influence of that on not only on the you know Russian fighters that are coming, but I think a lot of the Asian fighters there are also starting to pick up on that, right?
Yeah, I think that the Asian fighters are they have a Sambo back. Some of them do as well. I think some of them can. What I was told, I believe they have a sport similar to Sambo in some of those areas,
right.
And so of course that's what you see over there.
So what was your perception? Obviously, you've been to a million fights. What was your perception of the crowd and the response to what they were seeing?
Well, I've been there twice. So the first time, I felt like there was a bit of a crowd there, but I didn't feel like as if they, you know, and there's a few things there too. I think that there's a, you know, as far as even the show, the promotion, they're growing too. So I think they're getting, you know, because putting on a show, there's got to be a rhythm involved, and there's a lot of other things going to keep people engaged. And so I think that that RUFF made some changes there, I believe, for this next show, and then. The crowd definitely was a lot more into the fights this time. I told him, hey, this is a good problem. You need to buy a louder horn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because for one of the horns, I could not hear the horn.
Really?
And I was like, hey, that's a good problem. Please buy a louder horn. Yeah.
That's a good problem to have. Yeah. Now, you say they needed to kind of change the rhythm. Is that why they brought a black man in?
You know, I was thinking that could be, you know, possibility, you know.
Honestly, though, what was
rhythm consultant?
You know, rhythm consultant. What was their reaction to you? Because you know, it's interesting. People like to believe that China has a lockdown on the internet and that people can't go on YouTube and they can't see things and that they're protected. Well, guess what? It's not true. So the fighters, I think, are quite well versed in what's going on in the international market of MMA. Obviously, you're a big deal. How were you received when you got there?
Well, I mean, the fighters were I got to meet a lot of the fighters. They were really good guys, and you know, I think that they were happy to see somebody, you know, from the States over there, that they, you know, and then there's some of the people in the audience are definitely MMA fans. There's people from MMA gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms, and so yeah, I mean, I think people know what's going on throughout the world in MMA, but I do notice there is a difference as far as when I go to other places in the world, what people know about what's going on. There is a little bit of I wasn't able to get YouTube.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
But they have Youku and they have Weibo instead of Twitter, and so they have a lot of the stuff. It's just and you just have to, apparently, from what I've heard, circumnavigate some things.
So I did learn about Youku last time I was there. Yeah, I was on Youku. I think I watched the Busta Rhymes and Nicki Minaj video or something on Youku. Yeah,
really?
Something about twerking or something. I don't know.
Really? Oh yeah.
Good song.
Oh yes. Good song. You know, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting too about RUFF is that you know, we know that the UFC has done some shows in Macau, but RUFF is really doing them, you know, right in mainland China and stuff. Let's talk about the other, you know, the ancillary things like the sponsors there. You see the fighters coming out. They came out in a lot of MMA H.E.A.T gear, which was kind of cool. But also Bad Boy, we've got in there. Rod's Royal Treatment in there in the cage with them. What do you think about sort of that, the element of name brands that we know starting to go over there? You think you're going to see more of that?
Well, you know, I don't really know about that part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to think I do, but I don't. I show up and I referee fights, you know what I mean? So I don't know what it takes to start a business in China.
Yeah.
If I did, I would start one.
I guess my question to you then would be, if you could go talk to the people who sponsor fights here in the States, would you think it's a worthwhile investment to go work over there and put your money on some Chinese fighters and some Russian fighters?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that, as I don't know how they would, you know, what that is gonna, they might put their brand on, but I don't know how they're gonna build their business over there.
Right, but I mean, like talent-wise, the guys are good. Yeah, there's a lot of people.
The talent at the show is good, and you know, hopefully, you know, I have faith in this sport as I think MMA is the best sport on this earth. So I think anywhere where it's introduced, it's going to grow, and hope to see it grow there. You know.
So if you did have to give the guys a heads up on stuff that they could improve upon, though, were there some areas, like you said, I know before we were talking about jiu-jitsu maybe is not the strongest point right now for the fighters there, but were there other things that you noticed that, you know, some of our champs or some of our better fighters are already aware of, that these guys are still on a learning curve?
Well, you know, that's hard to say, you know, because you see guys matching up. So what, as more international fighters come in there and they get exposed to more, what I do see is that these guys are there, they're willing to fight, they have a good attitude about it, they have a fighting attitude where they're trying to figure out, okay, learn as much as I can, and how can I win with the tools I have. And so I think that as we see different styles come in there, then we're going to see, you know, you're going to see these guys pushed, you know.
It's interesting. We've done several interviews with these guys, and I love their humility. Like I don't know. They're so maybe it's because the sport is young and they're still sort of innocent to things. But all the ones I've spoken to have been so friendly and so humble and so excited, just genuinely excited about the prospect. You know.
Kind of that's what I like about it. It reminds me of MMA here.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like, you know, everybody was just so happy to be able to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm so happy. I'm not going to say anything bad about my opponent. I remember the first guy who showed up at like one of the King of Cages started talking crap. You know. Yeah. What was his name? He called himself. Who's the boxer? Dempsey.
Okay, no. Okay.
Yeah, this guy named he called himself Josh Dempsey.
Oh, right.
He said, you know, I'm going to knock you out, and then I'm going to knock you out, and then I'm going to knock. Who says that? You know, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and you know, now our sport is, you know, mainstream, and we got people talking all kinds of trash and all that stuff, you know. So
it'll be interesting. So I guess that'll know the mark of that the sport has arrived there when one of these guys starts talking trash, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But I think that's what it is, right? People are just so happy to be able to do it.
Yeah. Right now they're just excited to be there.
Yeah.
But I've been impressed with Wang Guang. I don't know if you still. I mean, obviously you remember that uppercut that he finished that fight with.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. There are a lot of the fighters. You know, even the championship fight, the kid who, you know, he got grinded, but you know, he showed a lot of heart and was trying to make it, trying to keep it pushing towards the end. It was all the fights were good. They do a really good job with the matchmaking, you know, and so I enjoy them.
Nice. Well, and we know Joel Resnick, the owner who runs it, CEO. He's a great guy as well, and Doesn't drop as many F-bombs as another president of an organization that we know, but he's working hard to
He's
get
working
this
hard on his F-bombs, you know what I'm saying? I see him cussing. I see him practicing. Yeah, I see him practicing, you know.
Awesome. So when are you going back over there?
I think I'll be there June 7th.
Nice.
Yeah,
awesome. And it's a good experience?
Oh, it's a great experience.
Do you like the local talent over there, Herb?
Yeah, the fighters are awesome.
I don't mean the fighters, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Chefs?
Yeah. Anyway, Herb, I don't want to put you right
I'm there
on the
for
spot.
cultural experiences. That's what I'm there.
That is
walks in the park. I go walk in the park.
Long walks in the park. Right. All right. Well, Herb, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Thanks for taking the time today.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, guys, we're not quite done. We had something else to show you. There's a program from RUFF 12. I don't know if the glare is getting to you there or not. Pretty cool, though. Actually, Wang Guan, this is one we were talking about, who landed this sweet uppercut. I don't know what's down there. Oh, is that, besides my bad manicure, is that or lack of a manicure? I don't, I'm not that girly, Herb. I try. But, I mean, I'm girly when it matters. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to the salon every week.
All right, okay.
Anyway.
All right. I'm sure you are.
There's our logo, and yeah, Wang Guan, I've spoken to him before. Really, really good guy.
That logo, I see that.
Yeah. But wait, what's on your page? Oh,
it's so big.
Oh, snap!
It's so big.
I love that look away shot. Like, wait, what, me? Here, wait, huh?
No, so nice, man. These people treated me really good.
I'm sure they did. So this is really cool.
Excitement.
Oh,
right
for
there.
sure. And we should say, folks, that if you want to see, usually when they stream the fights, they stream live. And here in the States, at least for me on the West Coast, we got to wake up sometimes like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. But we've actually put them all together. They're on YouTube. If you go to YouTube's our MMA Heat channel on YouTube, we've got a playlist there, so you can check out all the RUFF fights there. It's a lot of fun. It's a cool organization. And Herb, you've got something coming up here, right at the gym?
Yeah. May 2nd and 3rd, I'm going to be doing my MMA referee course. Got almost a full class. People are going to come out. We're going to talk about officiating, and it's going to be a good time, and looking forward to it.
And it's also a modeling shoot, right? That's
right.
Oh, and I also should say, last thing too, one of the other sponsors here, Roswell Treatment. If you guys haven't checked their stuff out, it's men's grooming and all this stuff. Some of the I steal from Wade's Supply for myself. Really good stuff. So you guys want to check them out as well. Very cool. Thanks, Herb.
Thank you.